Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, wherever you are joining us from in the world. It's so nice to be with you. I'm Charlene. I'm so glad to be here with you on Insight Timer and on YouTube. Tell me where you're joining from today. Drop it in the chat, either channel. Sharon, good morning. Hello. How are you? Hello. Violet, good morning from New York. I hope you are doing well. It's nice to see you. Jessica, hi. Maribel, hello from Mexico. Sharon joins us from Georgia. I'm so glad you're here. Stephanie, good morning. Yes, it is. And you're on the West Coast, and it is a slightly later time slot. How about we mix it up a little bit on the weekends? Why not? Chris, good morning from Germany. Well, good evening to you in Germany. I hope you are well. Jessica, you're joining from Boston, Massachusetts. Nice. Cornelia, hello. Sending our love to you in Switzerland. We're glad you are here. Irie, blessings from Boston. Hello, I'm glad you're here. Jason, from Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Oh. Something's jumping. Something's jumping. All right. And of course, Brenda Pierce on YouTube, looking forward. You can use you're a little under the weather and can use a little magic today. Thank you so much. Of course, Kat, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Brenda's in Ontario, Canada. You know, it's interesting. I see all these wonderful faces joining us, jumping in on the streams here. And it always just makes me smile. The warmth that you emanate. We'll talk about that in a second because that's kind of vital to what we do. Dana, yay, thank you so much. Donna, dang it, thank you so much, Donna. Jeremy, he's like, no. Donna, hello, thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. You're a devoted fan from Colorado. I think we're all fans of the crystal singing bowls, aren't we? I'm telling you. They change. They bring color to life in a different way. Donna says, you're usually from Highlands Ranch, but today from Crested Butte. Nice. And a snowflake. So I'm guessing that's indicative of the weather. Process of elimination. Mine would be palm tree and sun. But no hot thermometer because it's actually a nice day in Florida, which is wonderful. We'll take that. Good morning, Lori from Madison, Wisconsin. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. Wow, the bulls are doing some really interesting things, you guys. Zoe, has it started yet? We're just entering our time together. Today we're going to be manifesting magic. So I'm so glad you're able to join us, Zoe. Wow, this bowl is kicking today. Oh, duh. Okay, so this bowl is really connecting into the sacral area of our body. It connects us into the water element within our system, if we're looking at it from a 5-element standpoint. And of course, we are floating in the sign of Pisces. That's exacerbated and heightened, I should say, today by the full moon that happened for our Pacific friends, 7:30 this morning, so 10:30. We're kind of sitting right around that peak of the full moon. And the full moon's in Virgo, so there's a lot of this water situation from this Pisces orientation right now of where we are, where we're moving through. So no wonder this bowl is really kicking. I'm just trying to give it a little bit of balance for us. Balance the waters, balance the fluids in the body. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Charlene, and in front of you are some of my greatest friends in the world. There's 19 quartz crystal singing bowls, and they are chromatically tuned, meaning that you have all of the notes in one octave on a piano keyboard. So you have traditional standard crystal singing bowl notes that everybody has, a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, but we like to add a few more. We need that C, that octave on top. But then if you think about on a piano, it has all the white keys, but it also has those really juicy, delicious black notes. So we also add those to the mix. We find that these chromatic notes add a different kind of color. They close frequencies in a different way. They solidify character and tonality. And basically all that just means is that your body begins to float and respond to frequencies in other ways that it hadn't been exposed to before with the bowls. Plus, we've got some guys on the top and on the bottom. They like to make their presence known. So you'll hear all of these throughout. And why it's so important, one of the reasons that we really do spend time in the beginning just to connect is that because you are an electric body, meaning you produce voltage, it's one of the measurements of determining if you're alive. What happens whenever they're trying to revive someone? They put electricity, or measured in voltage, into their system. So, because you are an electric body, your biofield emanates subtle vibrations of electrical current, this electromagnetic type of energy. And quartz naturally respond to electric vibrations, to electricity. They're piezoelectric organisms of sorts. I call them organisms, they're not organisms. It's a crystallized form of matter. Organisms are my endearing term. So because these bowls are made out of 99.999% pure quartz crystal, they begin to resonate and they vibrate sympathetically with all of the energy around them. Whether it's the energy that you bring, the energy that we're gearing towards working. Today we're going to be manifesting some really beautiful magic, rebalancing the system, moving in this full moon, this beautiful full moon time. But they're also picking up what's going on under this full moon, which, as we talked about just a little bit, it's a really interesting time. So from an archetypal standpoint in astrology, Pisces, which is a sign we are moving through right now, is the 12th sign of the zodiac. It connects us to the final frontier. It's that subtle point, that plane where we are beyond a single plane. It's an existence of all. It's a connection and understanding, a sympathetic resonance with pure potentiality. Now, the way the zodiac works is that each sign, exactly on the opposite side of this beautiful wheel, has a partner. Kind of think of it like a tango dancer. And this partner reflects the opposite archetypal energies of its preceding, of the other side, basically, right? So because we're moving through Pisces and we have this watery imagery of archetypal being able to connect to everything, it's very spiritual. It moves us into a point of truly all that is. It's non-local, it's beyond space-time, it's beyond form. Its counterpart, Virgo, connects us to the structure, the perfection, the movement, the mechanistic actions of life. And when we can find the balance between the non-local, which basically just means the energy that's floating beyond what we can see or where we can define, and then energy with which we can define. So like these very Virgoan type of qualities. This idea of being able to find structure, make lists, check things off your list, make sure things are lined up, organized, in a state of a little bit of perfectionism sometimes when Virgo gets excited. When we can add form to this formless potentiality, that's where life really creates magic. So that's what we're going to be doing today. That's what we're going to be tapping into. But of course, sometimes it takes a little bit of self-care to move us to a point of being able to be really connected. So does that sound like a good plan? And I know there were some other folks that joined us. Jeremy, I want to say hello really quick before we start getting in. I saw Jane with a Y from Northern California. Hello, Jessica. Stephanie, you said it's your first time here with your checking in from Connecticut, where it's also sunny today. Excellent. Stephanie, first time with you from Connecticut. Oh, wait, I just said that. Sorry, I read that. Jessica, you said you could use some palm trees and sun and a peach. Let your mind take you wherever you need to go. Our inner vision truly is what begins to create resonance in our space, so your body doesn't know the difference. How strong can your inner vision be today? I'll be curious. It'd be really interesting. Imagine palm trees. I'm gonna laugh when one materializes in your living room. Jen, I'm so glad you're here. The community is glad you are here as well. Of course, Jane, I'm glad you're here. Monique from Long Beach. Yes, happy full moon to everyone. Zoe, I'm glad that worked out for you. Woohoo, good. Cornelia, you're a Virgo. Excellent. I'm sporting my Virgo colors today, I guess. Eartha, hello. We are so glad you are here. Cornelia, sounds like a perfect plan. Mary T from Buffalo, New York on YouTube. I'm glad you're here. Kat, of course, from Ontario. Yes, some full moon magic. Well, I think it's time. Let's get into it. So I invite you now to find a comfortable position, whatever that is for you today, whether it's seated or if it's laying down. Lay your body down. Or if you're going to stay seated and upright, try to see whichever position you are in, try to see how much of an elongated spine you can connect to today. When we allow length to come into our system, we're actually heightening the ability for our energy centers to flow. And there's a lot of subtlety that I'm noticing already happening in the bowls. So we're probably just really going to let them 100% guide us today and float in, but I guess that's where the magic is, right? So in this comfortable position, just begin to witness your breath. See, the sign of the full moon, the time of this perfect synchronizing energetic flow where we're encouraged to bring light to our shadows, can also be a very delicate time. Sometimes we need to treat ourselves with extra care during this time. Science shows that the mind actually begins to move and encourage actions that are a bit more spontaneous or have emotional outbursts than any other time of the month. It's documentable. So just give yourself a little bit of grace today as you move through this time. I mean, we are sitting in the height of the full moon. It's a wonderful time to work. It's an excellent time to reconnect, to bring light to that which you're ready to illuminate. All the good, the bad, the ugly, the profane, the miraculous. So just begin to witness your breath. If you have a grounding practice, I invite you to begin that now. If not, think, imagine, or feel a golden cord of light that originates at the base of the spine, near the sacrum. And this golden cord of light begins to descend downward, out your body, through the floor, into the ground, connecting deeply into the earth below, into a point, a place that feels good to you. You begin to feel this cord anchoring, rooting in, connecting. Excellent. Good job. Knowing that any energy that you're ready to release at any time throughout our session today, just begin to gently descend down this grounding cord. It can happen passively, just like a drain, ushering away things that no longer resonate with your current frequency. Or it could be an active experience where you just gently allow and encourage specific energy to move away, letting it go. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in. And as you do, feel your heart begin to relax. Even though you were holding that breath in, the heart is relaxing. And gently exhale, allowing that exhale to be longer than your original inhale. Just gently exhaling, exhaling. Letting it all go, feeling the heart relax. The bowls are encouraging us to be very gentle. There is a time to ignite the fire, to go, to cultivate, to make things happen. There's also a time to sit into stillness. Take a deep breath in, hold that breath in, relaxing the heart, gently exhaling through the mouth. See if you can exhale to the count of 5. In your mind's eye, direct your attention now to any point in your body that you're witnessing a little bit of constriction. And constriction could be discomfort, could be warmth, could be a heaviness, sluggishness. It could also be an emotion, a feeling. Just begin to direct your attention to that place in your body. Perhaps it's something that you've been carrying. Perhaps it's a point of an inability to feel like you're taking next steps fully. Just gently witness these places. Knowing that every energy that is in your space can be received as a welcomed guest, a friend, acting as a messenger. What are the messages that these sensations that you're working with right now, that you just are witnessing? What messages do they bring you? The full moon is a perfect time to take stock of the things that work for us and the things that don't. dissipate. You can see them grounding down that beautiful grounding cord of golden light you had established. You might see them just dissolve. What is your experience as these places that were once reflecting back a blockage, what are they communicating with you? Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, relaxing the heart. Gently exhaling. Imagine or feel a beautiful golden sun. You can feel the warmth of the sun beginning to kiss and dazzle your space. You can actually feel a sparkle coming off of this golden sun. The sparkle creates a tingling sensation just by witnessing it. It's almost though it sends chills up the spine. This sparkle connects you to your original essence, your source, the purest essence of who you are. A deep knowingness, a true wisdom. The light of this golden sun, basking in its rays. If it feels good to you, you can think, imagine, or actually feel that golden sun begin to shower you, sitting over the top of your head. It's almost as though you're sitting in a sun shower. Some of you may choose to begin to actually bring this gold sun down through the center top of your head, descending down the spine, touching every organ, every part of your beautiful body and system as it goes. Moving down through each of the energy centers. Some of you may want to keep it in the area of your heart. It just feels good right now to you. Others may want to continue to gently escort that sun throughout your entire physical body. Allowing its rays, these gentle golden rays, to begin to fill in any space that's ready to receive. Any of those places where you had released, allow this gold to replenish, to refill that physical space. Gold connects us with the frequencies of wisdom, an aspect of a divine purity, of that original essence. Just allowing that to flow easily. And as you do, take a deep inhale in, breathing in that golden light, allowing it to fill your lungs, holding that breath in, and as you do, your lungs are so pleased to feel this golden warmth. Your heart is relaxing. time, when you're ready to exhale, just gently, almost as though you'd want that exhale to last forever. Continuing to feel the heart relax. Your breath can move you as you need it to do so. Your breath reflects your energy in this present moment. Use your breath to move energy in your space. Your breath is not the energy. Your breath is the movement of this chi, this prana, this life force. What is it that you need right now? What series, what systematic count works for you? I invite you now to find this perfect expression of this movement of this powerful life force throughout your physical body. See if you can encourage an inhale that is shorter than your exhale. So for some of you, you may want to inhale for 3, exhale for 5. Some may want to inhale for 7, exhale for 11. There's no right or wrong. Begin to play with this. We'll allow these frequencies to support this rebalancing. And right now, things can feel very heightened, very challenged. We're in the middle of a full moon. What we once thought to be woo-woo, we actually now scientifically see the pull, the effect that this lunar vibration, this celestial body in the sky actually has on our physical bodies here. Give yourself permission to find your perfect balance right now. Taking a deep breath in. And as you do, hold that breath in, relaxing the heart. In your time, find your release, that exhale, repeating this pattern in your space. Next inhale, inhale deeply, filling that heart space, filling the lungs, relaxing the heart. And together now, exhale. is it that moves us through this life, through this time and this space? What is this electricity? What is this light? I invite you now to shift your attention to the place of your third eye. Some of you will know it here in the center of your forehead. Others may feel it in the lower to mid part of the brain, maybe towards the back of the head. You may begin to start to feel a little vibration in the area of the pituitary gland or the pineal gland. Both of these glands directly connect us into this deeper ability to see beyond, to perceive beyond. Just move your awareness to this tiny, still space. From sitting in this place, in this sixth energy center, this sixth chakra, begin to sense the physical body, almost as though you can envision it completely, perfectly. You can feel yourself sitting inside this interesting vessel. Get really connected into that space. What are you witnessing? From your mind's eye, can you describe how you look right now in this moment? In whatever position you're in, can you see that fully? Beautiful. Now think, imagine, or feel yourself as you stepping outside of that physical vessel that you were just so deeply connecting with. Almost as though you're stepping outside of your body, and then you turn around and you begin to witness. What do you see? You see you, your physical system. Allow yourself to observe the observer. Very clear on every detail that you can connect with right now. The color of your shirt, the position of your hand, how your hair is laying or not. Just see it. In your mind's eye, witness this physical vehicle that is moving you in this life. For some of you, that's enough. Others, if you'd like to keep exploring, moving through, I invite you to continue to stay in that space for the next few minutes and allow the sounds to carry you. If that was enough for you, just go ahead and return back inside and begin to feel the vibrations in your physical body. knowing that you were sitting inside that physical space. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax, and as you do, returning back fully, feeling as though you're stepping back into your physical space. And from your mind's eye, you can look down and witness yourself very clearly moving in this physical system that we call the body. Beautiful. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, letting the heart relax. And as you exhale, allow your attention to descend into the area of your first energy center, the base of your spine, the hips, that pelvic bowl region. Today, offering an illumination of each of our energy centers with this magic that we are sitting in under the full moon. As the moon shares its light, the light of the sun, let's work with these celestial energies and see how it feels to you today. Let's begin to balance this first energy center. Think, imagine, or feel this beautiful golden color that begins to assimilate into these nerves, this central electrical plexus. This place that we call the Muladhara chakra roots us, it grounds us, helps us align to beautiful coherency of the physical system, bringing in this gorgeous golden energy. Some of you may wish to see what it feels like to bring in a silver energy, a silver light. See that as a light. In Taoist medicine, sound works with the yin principle, that feminine principle. Light works with the masculine, the yang, the yang principle. Filling this first chakra with whichever or both frequencies feel right to you today. Gold, like the sun, and silver, like the moon. Breathing that in, taking a deep breath in, and as you allow the heart to relax, holding that breath in, and when you gently exhale, then allow the attention to softly float up to your second energy center. This place behind the navel. The Svadhisthana chakra. these same frequencies, gold and silver, finding balance in this watery way. And letting the heart relax. Gently exhaling, and as you do, feeling your attention drift now up to this third energy center. This third energy center connects us into the seat of expression in the world, this place of power. The solar plexus area, it's this fiery element, the Manipura chakra, where we know that no matter what comes in life, we are the master of our own destiny. We choose each and every moment. And that's not me. That is quantum physics. And while power, even our own power, can be liberating and truly empowering, it can also be a little daunting. So today, find what balance it is that you need. How do you need to balance this center of where you express, you show up in the world? And I don't mean just how you speak, I mean how you exude. Do you need more of the warmth, that stimulating balance of the sun, of the golden color? Do you need more of this soothing silver of the lunar frequencies? Find your specific balance of those tones. Good. Good. Well done. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax. And as you exhale, feeling that balance now coming more into your space. Drifting down from the first energy center. Coming back now, bringing your attention to the point of your heart. The Anahata chakra, this fourth energy center. Your balance right now, moving back and forth for this place of growth for you. Releasing whatever you're ready to let go of. Bringing in that which serves you the most in this moment. Think, imagine, or feel this golden light of the sun. Good. shower. Your heart space. Finding balance with this silver, the frequencies of this softer lunar energy. Taking a deep breath in, letting the heart relax. And as you exhale, allowing the attention now to raise, to shift upward into the area of your throat. You hear this congestion. What energy do you have in your space? Good. That you're ready to let go of. Where is it you feel that you'd like to be able to speak your truth more fully, more actively? Do either the golden tones, these golden frequencies, or the silver frequencies, this light, either of these light tones feel good to you right now? If so, bring them into the space, filling this fifth energy center. If they don't, find something else that works for you. This is your exploration. Beautiful. You may begin to feel a relaxing in your heart. A bit more of a peace, a bit more of a power. You see, when we can feel free to express ourselves, to show up in the world, that's where we live from a point of integrity, of honesty, of truth. Allowing anything to dissipate that's preventing you to fully sit in this aspect of your truth. As you exhale, your attention now gently shifts upward to the sixth energy center, that place where that still small voice resides, the Ajna chakra. This place is where we know we exist beyond imagination. This place under the mind, under the ego. This place that is of pure connection to truth, where we perceive beyond. Gently allowing these golden or these silvery frequencies to shower, to shimmer your third eye. Finding balance in this point of stillness. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in. relaxing the heart. And as you do, allow your attention now just to softly float upward to the crown of your head, this place of our seventh energy center, our seventh chakra, the Sahasrara chakra. This place of pure connection to all, our seat of consciousness of sorts, where we recognize that our repeating pattern of this physical system is a glimpse into the repeated fractal understanding of all. Experiencing if perhaps these golden tones or silvery tones support the balance of your seventh energy center. Some of you absolutely are wanting to soak in the frequencies of a beautiful violet color. Explore, find, play. I would encourage you, whatever frequency you bring in, see if you can keep that color transparent. Keep a lightness in that color that helps to ensure you're bringing in your information, which has a slightly different resonance, but perfect for you. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, relaxing the heart. And as you exhale, bring your attention now to the area just above your head. You may want to feel it with your hand from overhead. Feeling this space over your head. Think, imagine, or feel a beautiful ray of moonlight, this silver thread sitting over your head, almost as a little rainbow. Then experience the warmth of a golden sun, also sitting over the top of your head. Inviting in whatever last frequencies you'd like to experience in your physical body right now from either of those expressions, to begin just to assimilate or just feel their radiance. In, holding that breath in, letting the heart relax. And as you exhale, letting it all go. back into your body a little bit more fully now. You may want to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch that back. Taking a deep breath in, feeling the warm air through your nose. How are you feeling, my friends? That was a very interesting session. See if we can't come back into the body a little bit more. Let's take a moment and tell me what it was that you experienced. I'm going to go back through the comments. I saw some throughout our time. But tell me what it was that you experienced today, and I'll reflect back too, as you're doing that, kind of what the bulls were saying, which I thought was pretty on the mark, but also not as comfortable of a place as we've ever been with them. So today, the bulls were really encouraging us to define the space and find everything in that space that really wasn't to, one could say, to its highest good, that didn't sync, wasn't in its perfect vibration. The resonance wasn't really matching up. So because of that, there was a lot of consternation that would frequently arise. Sometimes a tonality would, meaning the keys that we were in, basically they would just suddenly shift. You could hear that a lot. But there was also this underlying thread of softness, which would make sense if we're dealing with the moon, that feminine aspect. The feminine aspect is incredibly powerful, incredibly, is the bringer of life. And yet it's also that nurturing aspect. And today the bulls really helped us sit into this nurturing aspect, even when we were moving through these slightly more confronting areas. And sometimes that's comfortable for people. Sometimes that's really a happy place in which to find yourself. And other times it is not. Everybody's different. And that's a great thing about the bulls, especially with these sessions. This is that A, the sessions will never be alike. But B, somehow they always give us what we need, even if it's not exactly what we think we need in the moment. It's interesting how that works out. So I'd love to hear how this was for you. Jeremy, thank you so much for taking us through these comments. Cool. So one of the questions I did see that's come up as Jeremy's going back through all the comments, thank you so much, is that if this is scripted or if this is inspired in the moment. And 100% this is inspired in the moment. Everything is, think of the waves. There are certain patterns that when waves wash up onto the beach, there are certain patterns that you can sort of begin to see. And that makes sense. There's patterns that we have even musically of how notes interact, the intervallic relationships between those notes, the patterns that begin to express themselves when you're moving in this interplay. And yet they're also can also be totally random, but there's always order from the chaos. The great thing about the bowls is that in these experiences, we absolutely choose that everything is completely in the moment because it's a function of you. This is not me playing for me. If I was playing for me, I'd shut myself in my room and play for 12 hours or whatever. I'm a classically trained musician. That's what we would do. I would spend hours a day on the violin or piano or whatever instrument I was playing at the time, locked away, because I was finding my own way to connect more fully into that music, into the place, into those frequencies that I was looking to produce and or experience for myself. So if I was doing this for me, I would do that, but I'm not. This is very much a co-creative experience. It's one of the reasons I love it so much, is that you get to bring your energy, your questions, your probing, your curiosity, your pain, your angst, the consternation, the anger, the frustration, the happiness, the joy, the peace. And it all comes together. And it's one of the reasons I think the community here is so beautiful, because you all contribute to that energy. Not to me, not to the bowls, to each other. The bowls that I just get to be the vessel that makes them sing. The bowls are what really help to pull out reflections of these different sympathetic vibrations that are already happening in this space. Think of it that way. So whomever asked that, I just saw that come up. That was a beautiful question. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Oh, Eartha. Oh, you said today is 02/24/2024. Ooh, very trippy. I like that. Good observation, Eartha. Thank you for sharing that. Very cool. Oh, Jane, fantastical, magical journey. Good. Yeah, there really were some magical points in here. And even archetypally, some of the patterns that came out were very much connected into this sort of magical sort of realm as well. I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Cecilia, oh, I hope those are happy tears. Violet, very peaceful. I love that. Linmar is lovely. I'm so glad you're here. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Please let me know if I did or didn't. Jessica, so beautiful. Oh, good. Thank you, Charlene. And the bowls. Yes. Well done, guys. It's our pleasure, Jessica. I'm so glad you're here. Jason says, sometimes the chat moves sometimes, so we have to recatch it. Wonderful. Paired wonderfully as you moved through your physical therapy, exercises, routine. Just wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad. Isn't it amazing how frequency of any kind, light, sound, whatever, can support the physical movement? And that's because from a scientific standpoint, you are light. You are literally these biophotonic happenings moving throughout your cells all at one time, and sound and light are directly correlated. Sound slightly, I would say sound is slightly denser, and from a scientific standpoint, that is true. It moves slower than light, but I think there's something more than that, but I'm still developing this theory, this hypothesis. If you haven't been here before, I'm working on my PhD, so if I get a little scientific nerdy, that's why. So, Donna, magical and deep surrender and abundance. Oh, that's so beautiful. Surrender. Yes, yes, yes. And abundance. Yes. Good. Grateful for you. We are grateful for you as well. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for your help. You're very gracious. Michelle, you can't even put into words. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. That really kind of was. It was interesting. And thank you for articulating that, Michelle. Today, words have been much more cumbersome for me. It was even interesting last night. I'm just putting this together. Last night, I bit the tar out of my tongue. But I think that's very telling, which I think is interesting. So, Michelle, thank you for sharing that. That, if anything, that was reflecting back something beautiful for me. I appreciate that. Eartha, it was totally amazing. You grew wings. You grew fairy wings. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Jane, all your magical emojis and the full moon. Yes, indeed. That's so beautiful. I love that. If you're new here, I love emojis. We like emojis. The community likes emojis. Emojis is literally a thing in this space. So feel free to emojize as much as you'd like. Cornelia, you were feeling comfort and discomfort at the same time. Yes, that's so well said. It was kind of confusing. Yes. I think that's, if we think about the influences of the full moon is the reflection of this light of the sun that's so powerful that we can only stand so much of it. And yet we absolutely need it. It's vital for life. Yet we can only take so much of it. This sort of I would never say a love-hate relationship, but it's this confusing dichotomy of a vital force that we need, but we can only take it for so long. And the moon gently sits for these few days in each month. We consider it 3 days, but today is the day. We think about this 3-day time period where the moon just sits there and reflects so gently, so poignantly, so perfectly the vibrations, the frequencies of the sun, and then coming into this physical space, illuminating wherever we are in our yearly course around the sun. So, very powerful time. And the bulls absolutely did that. Sometimes it was a little confusing. Even I had to get out of my mind. Maybe that's another reason words were a little confusing. So thank you for sharing that. That's a beautiful experience. Yeah. Sharon, you said very amazing. Sorry, it jumped. Saw a rainbow when went to the top of your head. I love that. What a beautiful expression. That's really cool, Sharon. Thanks for sharing that. Marlene, when we reach the throat chakra, yeah, that was a very That was a thing. That was an instance. I almost wanted to cry. Yeah, very emotional. What do you think all that means? Anytime and thank you for sharing that, Marlene, and it's a great question. And what I'll reflect back is that anytime we get to a point where there is an emotional release, it can be fear, it can be tears, it can be joy, even like excess joy, anything that's moving us out of a point of balance or a central point of equilibrium. It's an expression, it's a movement of energy out of that space. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. Whenever we are moving things out of, especially this fifth energy center, which, by the way, when we got there, the bowls said, okay, y'all just need to get your act together right now. We're not going to mamby-pamby around. Like it was actually the one time that it was a very in your face sort of vibration that came through. And I noticed it too, even when I started. Suddenly, as I was moving into this, talking into the fifth, the bowl that connects into the area of the throat chakra, my throat was actually beginning to feel, as it is right now, you can hear that little bit of congestion in it. And when we got there, all of a sudden, man, that bowl rang and it said, no, fix it. At least that's what it felt like over here and sitting in front of them. And that's really what was beginning to manifest. And so for you to have a big release like that, that's amazing. High five. I'm sorry you were crying, but high five that you were actually allowing something to move and shift and flow more easily for you. That's amazing. You know, when we cry, we're changing the chemistry of your body. So look at you, little scientist over there. Well done. Changing your body chemistry. So it could mean a lot of different things, and rather than look at it, I'll just let you sit with that and see where that leads you. And if you'd like to talk it more offline, I'm happy to do that. I am happy to look at that for you as well, but the space doesn't feel right to do that right now. So, but explore that, see what that feels like. You know, the throat really connects us. It's our expression of how we vocalize in the world. You know, 5 and 3. So 3, this point of fire connects us into. It's that seat of power. It's that seat of moving, of generating in the world. But the 5th directly connects with it too, because it's the seat of communicative expression. Look at this. Words are very cumbersome today. So it's this point of being able to express ourselves. It has to be fueled by this inner power, this fire. So there's a really symbiotic relationship that exists between the chakras, and there's different chakra points. So there's a direct correlation between 1 and 7, 6 and 2, 5 and 3, and 4 being that central clearing point too. So sometimes and I say that because if you ever have found that there's something going on, good or bad, easy or not easy, in one of these chakras, also check the other corresponding chakra, because a lot of time you'll find very subtle information that's going on, either in excess or deficiency. Could be in either one. I hope that helps. Chris says, thank you. Of course, you're welcome. You just saw colors in my third eye. That's very cool. So the reason why that happens, Chris, is that within your third eye, especially when we're connecting to the pineal gland is filled with these little microcrystals. And we know that crystals reflect light. They also generate, like we were talking about, they also generate electricity. Like we were talking about with the bowls and the piezoelectric effect. So a lot of times when you're starting to get into these higher points of access, let's just say, you'll begin to see light. That's a very common, I wouldn't say a very common, but that is a very normal occurrence. It's wonderful that you did that. That's fantastic. High five, Chris. So cool. D, the moon brings up discord and shakes things up for us. Yes, ma'am. Hit it. Well said, D. Lynn Morris, I was vibrating and resonating all over with your words and the bowls. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Yes, and the bowls. Yes, they were very much moving us today. So Cecilia, your sacral is going crazy. So much movement. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. That's so cool, Cecilia. It's going to be a good day. Good weekend. Cecilia says, Jeremy, thank you for the different camera angles and for all you do. Yes, he is wonderful. For all those who, it's your first time here, my beautiful, wonderful husband, Jeremy, he is the mastermind of making all of this look so pretty. And every session that we do, we always change it up. But we tend to almost always change it up a little bit depending on what's going on. So you never know how it's visually going to come across. But he's responsible for doing that. He's a brilliant filmmaker. I'm so fortunate to have him. And Jeremy, he's saying thank you and sending his love back too. So Jessica says, yes, thank you, Jeremy. I love that. Lori, so very powerful. Yeah, it was. Woo, full moon. Waves of emotion and peace and connection. Yeah, kind of like confusing and makes total sense all at the same time. I love that theme. Thanks for sharing that, Lori. Oh, Monique, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you very, very much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your full moon. I can't believe it's the already this time of year. So Jane is talking with Donna in Crested Butte, and oh, I love it. Okay, so if any of us are in Crested Butte, we want to make sure to go to the Colorado Soap Company, owned by Valerie, because she makes amazing products and is a lovely person. I'll just put that plug on here too. So there you go. All of our Colorado friends or anybody traveling there anytime soon. Jesse, I like your purple hearts. Cecilia, you're learning more sympathy. Yes, for yourself. It's important to be empathetic and really allow yourself to be who you are. Maybe that's one of the reasons it felt very right to do the witnessing the witness or observing the observer today too. It's a wonderful practice that when we can shift in and out of our own space, we begin to appreciate our own space that much more. We also begin to move with greater sympathy for others, knowing that they're doing the best they can in every moment. Some days are really easy to be loving and compassionate and peaceful, and other days, it is not so easy. And that's true for everybody. And some days just turn into weeks, which turn into months, which turn into years. And the journey is, how do we move back towards that point of balance and equilibrium? So, by offering others peace and sympathy and empathy as well, of really understanding, you know what, we've all been there. It's a really beautiful place that you can live. That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. I love that. Oh, Lynn Morris, yes, you do. Yes, we all have to be more gentle with ourselves. I love that. Jessica, what's a PhD? It's in natural medicine, and we're researching frequencies. So we're actually prepping for one of our first full tests that we're going to be doing. We'll be using the crystal bowls and studying the effects on red blood cells, and it's going to be really cool. So, Eartha, what is a lovely crystal piece in front of you? This is actually, it's not crystal, even though it looks like it. It's a piece of part of the biogeometry field of study, which is an Egyptian field of study that uses shape to inform the space. Where's the camera? Sorry, here we go. So it uses shape to inform the space. And all of these are very specific shapes that move energy around them. And it's called a space harmonizer. And it's just, it feels really good whenever it's in the space. It actually begins to help the energy flow in a slightly different way. And so, yeah, I love that. Oh, Lori, agreed. It's hard to decide, which way it was going. Understand that. Michelle, oh, peace. I love all of that. Yes. Cecilia, my tears are from discomfort and missing my dad who passed away 23 years ago. I miss him so much. I understand, Cecilia. Oh, we are sending love to you. Everybody, if you're whomever is still here on Insight Timer, would you mind sending as many hearts as you can right now? Cecilia, these are coming to you and to your beautiful dad who will never leave you. He's always with you. Not only genetically, I mean, he's literally, aspects of him are with you, his physical self, but more importantly, his pure essence is with you as well. And we just invite you to feel into that and know how much you are loved. Look at these hearts, Cecilia. These are for you, love. Yeah. And there's something, too, about missing your dad. My dad passed away January of 2023. So we're just over a year now, 13 months without him. And as a daughter and an only child, that's not something you ever shift, I don't think. So look how much the community loves you. That's amazing. Thanks, guys. Y'all are awesome. Woohoo! Yeah, Stephanie says getting out of your mind and words was exactly what I needed. Yes, that's a good thing. Then Mara's +1. I like that. Marlene, thank you. Yes, of course, Marlene. Lots of things untold between myself and my partner. Yeah, communication, it's important. It's one of the things I think it's vital for any relationship, whether it's an outer relationship or an inner relationship. And it's also one of the most complicated, right? And how can we move from a place of love? And fortunately, I'm just sitting here, I just have this image of the fourth, the heart center, this fourth energy center is so close to the fifth. Maybe there was a reason for that. To remind us to always move from a place of love. I love it's an old Arabic idea. They talk about it a lot in Sufism too, of that if is what I'm about to say, is it truthful? Is it kind? And is it necessary? And if it passes those 3 tests, then it's okay to pass through this eye of the needle of our mouth. I love that idea. I'm not always good at it by any stretch, but it's a powerful reminder of that. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? Sometimes things aren't necessary. Sometimes things absolutely are, and that's the whole point. And if anything, it encourages this idea of being able to tell people we love them. I had a dear friend of mine, brilliant person. And I asked, you tell me that you love me. It's like, how is that? I'm like, because I do. I love you. I see how you show up in the world. You show up and from a point of honest authenticity, and you do it all the time, and you try really hard. And that I love that about you. You exude who you are. And sometimes I think it's important that we remind folks that we do love them. It's also important, as we were talking about before, to remind ourselves that we do love ourselves. So, I love that. Feather says, Merry magical full snow moon. Yes, it is. Yes. You're thrilled to be sharing this sacred healing space and time. I'm so glad you were here. Much gratitude and reverence for channeling the sonic transmission, navigating the ebbs and flows into harmonious balance. Beautifully said. Yes. 'Tis I think this is one of my favorite full moons. I love the Piscean energy, but I also really love things to be organized and structured and to make sense. So it kind of always feels good, though it's usually always an exciting one. Eartha says, you love the green wall. Oh, and Jeremy's over on YouTube here. And the purple light. Yes. Kind of felt new moony vibe to me. Oh my goodness. Look at all of our friends too on Insight Timer. So Kat was, she was saying that she was talking about having a lot of mood swings this week. Yes, it happens during this time. Absolutely. 100%. Brenda, thank you. You're feeling swirls, energy swirls of energy in your head region. Amazing. Very cool. Yep. We were really sitting into that space today. The bulls were kind of whispering into that space, but it was a strong whisper. That's neat. And then you actually said whispering energetic healing. Love that. Thank you. Kat said, thank you so much for telling about the Pisces connection, as I seem to have a Virgo belief that I was resisting, and that is cleared now. That's beautiful. Look at this. You're finding your balance. I love that. Kat, thank you for sharing that. Oh, yeah, the other chat going on. So we do simultaneous broadcast on Insight Timer and on YouTube, which means that for all of our Insight Timer friends, as soon as the live is over, you can actually go to the YouTube channel and access this same live recording, so you have it anytime, any place, whenever you want it. It's always there for you. So that was one thing that Jeremy wanted to do, to make sure that, because sometimes there's some really incredible things that come out of these sessions, and folks really want to be able to do it again. And if that was the best way that we could do that. So that's why we are over here broadcasting simultaneously. Eartha, you said you like the green wall and the purple light. Thank you. Those are two of my favorite colors as well. Donna, thank you as well. Kate, congratulations on your studies. Thank you. Eartha, you said you love it. Maribel, look at all those white hearts. Woohoo! I love white hearts. Then Mars, oh, thank you for the hearts. Yay. Cecilia, thank you. You love this community. Aren't they amazing? They are the best. Lori, so exciting that you're conducting studies on sound and frequency. Thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's very fun. It's kind of cool getting all the scientifically nerdy on it. I love it too. Donna, I love this. So Donna is putting the soap company into her calendar, Jane. Well done. We're going to go to in Crested Butte, we're going to go to the really cool soap company and get squeaky clean and smelling great. So speaking of squeaky clean and smelling great, which is how I feel like our energy is feeling right now after this beautiful session. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy, your beautiful presence with myself and with Jeremy here today. We love being with you guys. I wish you a beautiful full moon. May this weekend just bring you bliss, peace. May it bring up the things that you're ready to let go of. May it bring up the things that you need to let go of, and you can be ready, but you hadn't really thought about before, in a gentle and loving way, so that you can just kind of clean out this clutter and allow yourself to more magically manifest. Manifest in this life, in your perfect time, in your perfect space. Speaking of perfect times and perfect spaces, we'll be back with you. We have one more session this February. We're going to be back next week because it's a leap year. So we definitely need to have a session on Leap Day, February 29th, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 6 a.m. Pacific Time. No idea anywhere else. Sorry. I can't wait to see you again then. And until then, please know how much we love you. May your path be easy. May the light of the full moon illuminate each and every step where you can feel empowered and showing up in your perfect truth, empowered to live your best life. I love you. Sat Nam.